I'm Zeba Kohli. I'm sure you may have or may not have heard about me whenever the word chocolate comes up in Bombay. I know that's a really big statement, but I'm actually making it with so much of humility because I've grown up in a world of chocolate. I love chocolate in every shape, in every size, the way you call it. I love the tall, dark and handsome, wonderful, intense noir, the darkish chocolate. I love fun. I love everything to do with a picnic, lunch, my childhood memories. I'm sure you have tons of it. And where do I begin? So yes, my first love of my life as a child was science. I was a science student and I grew up coming to office with my mom, my granddad, my family, and I realized as a kid that when I played with chocolate, I'd be cutting grass, I'd be wrapping, I'd be packing, and I would be saying, I love this. I love this. So I was so happy. That's when one day when I graduated, I was all of maybe after the 10th grade, 15. And I remember my mom sitting me down and saying, you know, Zeba, she was a science student too. So she said, I'm a science student. You're a science student. You want to be a science student. I got admission into St. Xavier's College. And she said, but when you are going to take over business, don't you think you need to know a lot more about business, about chocolates, and just generally so that as a team, we could really go places. So I said, yeah, mom, done. And here I am. So yes, I studied business. I studied accounts. It's not my calling. It's really dry, but I did it. And if I do something, I try to give it my best. I love to learn it. And as I plowed along, I discovered a massive passion for chocolate. I realized that from making it as a child to understanding it as, well, pretty much a grown-up child, I just realized that I wanted to know everything about it. And here is when I realized chocolate is actually, it is such an amazing ingredient, whether in a food, whether in a savory, whether in beverages, whether in life. It just adds so much. It makes you feel so good. And chocolates, by the way, always was used as money. Today, chocolate continues to flourish as the finest cash crop. So it really hasn't changed when you think about it. And before, when you hear about the Aztec warriors and Montezuma and Cupid, and when you hear all these wonderful words about the Mayans, all you know is when chocolate was consumed as a spicy or a definitely not sweet beverage. So that's how it was consumed. And when you take a step back and look at chocolates today, I mean, between then, all those 10s and 15,000 years ago, and today, suddenly chocolate, which is from this beautiful cocoa pod, and then it's roasted, and that's the processed chocolate. Then we have chocolate as a raw food. I mean, suddenly chocolate is so amazing and this incredible superfood. And then when you hear about all of this, one thing comes to mind. Today, chocolate is paired with savories. Chocolate you find popping up as an ingredient, unsweetened, in so many different areas in the food industry. So, well, I know we've come a long way. Yes, I've come a long way. A little girl who grew up with chocolate, to me today, who every time I sit and I talk and I teach or I even create all the time, it just makes me feel fantastic. I feel I'm invigorated. I want to go back and create something yet again differently with a little more love. So, well, I have great news. We have just thought that fantasy chocolates is something, it's a legacy of my granddad, and it's held me in good stead. It's taught me a lot, because when you work with chocolate, I think it just makes you an incredible, it teaches you so much as you plod along the journey of life. And I do know one thing, that as I launch my YouTube channel as Zeba Kohli, I have so much to share. I have so much to talk to you about the basics of chocolate, which, you know, like these are just little and these are fun. So I'm going to just keep going with all the basics of chocolat.